Hey guys, all the way back here. Welcome to another episode. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do it from another place? So I landed in the nav station. Let me bring you a little bit closer. So that's a whole lot better. As this vlog is about us and our first sails, you might be wondering why we started with a ladybug. It was a bit of a comparison. I think we're just like him. We're trying to get from A to B. It's not always easy. And we're not the fastest. So that's why we sail. And talking about sailing, as in our last vlog we showed that we brought Wind Rose home, the obvious moment was to go out with Sacha for the first time with the three of us. Let me take you along on the first trip. Oké, we zijn onder zeil. En er staat geen wind. Kijk eens eventjes.
Doe je dit nou allemaal voor je YouTube kanaal?
Ja, ik denk het wel. Dus ja, er gebeurt niet heel veel. Zoals jullie zien. De zeilen staan een beetje te flapperen. So no wind might not feel good, but in the end it turned out that it was perfect, because after about an hour, after we set the sails and we were all ready, the wind picked up and we were ready to go, which was brilliant. Net was er helemaal geen wind. Nu is er een klein beetje wind. 2 Beaufort denk ik. Nou, we gaan 2,9, 3,0. De vrouw is roerganger. Die stuurt de boot. Kijk hier achter de streep die we gemaakt hebben. Amsterdam verdwijnt een beetje achter ons. We zijn niet de enige zeiler. Dus daar nog één en er was er daar net nog één. Ja, daar vaart ook nog iemand. The first sail is going very well. But looking at Stef, I think he likes a bit more wind. And that I can understand. Because normally he would be sailing an RS. And if he's not sailing it himself, he 9 out of 10 times teaches other people, children, how to sail an RS or how to sail an Optimist. He is in the lucky position. He can also lend the Valk that they have and go out sailing with that one when there is a little bit less wind, but still enough to go out sailing in the evenings or late afternoons. To practice some maneuvers or to look at the bird life that is here present around in Amsterdam. But it's not all sailing, he also loves to go biking. Yes, he also has to go to school if he's not hanging around with friends and sailing. But that is as boring as sailing with no wind. Which, speaking whereof, we were sailing. Zonnige dag, daar ligt Pampers. Voor de boeg. Daar zijn nog een paar scheepjes, een paar bolletjes. So the first family trip was a success. We didn't go very far, but everything was safe, everything was confined and nothing broke. Always good. As you might remember, my parents-in-law, Sacha, her parents live in the south of France, and for this Christmas we decided to go there. So we took down the sails and we prepped the boat for hibernation. Which means prepping the engine, taking down the sails, making sure coolant is in the right places, and then you end up with a sailboat without sails, ready for winter. During her wee little winter sleep, we did quite a lot of projects, but also the world changed quite a bit. This thing called COVID rushed in, and it kind of put our world upside down. Especially as I work for an airline, Air France KLM, and it all became very visible when we started looking at the number of flights that we were actually operating. We went from normal operation to not so normal operation to absolutely not normal operation. And that's a shame, because in October we turned 100 years old. KLM is the oldest airline in the world, and we celebrated with a great party with all our employees. We had a jumbo jet in our garage. We could actually stand in the engine, which is amazing. And I was really lucky because I was one of the 100 humans of KLM on a billboard, which is amazing. But COVID changed it to a new reality. Most of our aircrafts are parked on the ground, not a whole lot of flying going on. And also when you go to the office, if you go to the office, because you hardly go to the office, then you will not find what we used to find, a whole lot of colleagues in the morning. And where it's normally extremely busy, these days nobody seems to be there. Even the door which houses the most noisy team, the best team and an amazing team, the design team, remains to be silent now, and that's a shame. Besides that, normally we would all sit together, but that is also more difficult these days. You have your sticker parade with do not sit here and do sit here at 1.5 meters, and you have this whole new routine in the morning that you have to do. So change, where we would normally have presentations and inform each other about what we are doing, or work together by play and by serious building of stuff or ideating with a huge amount of stickies, I now am working virtually from the boat. From the boat is good, but the virtual part is always a bit less. Lights gone, chasing, struggling to pay rent, long night, strange man. Fortunate thing, our intelligent lockdown, as they called it, didn't mean we were not allowed to sail. So with all this COVID weirdness, we were very, very fortunate to have this amazing ship and go out for a sail on a beautiful April's day with a really nice wind. And we did what we do a lot. We went for een rondje Pampus. First trip of the year. Sailing. Yes, baby. It's the city. Fire sailing at a jibe course. That's a bit tricky. But besides that, going very smooth. And there we have the Isle of Pampus, where we just came from. Quite nice. So rondje Pampus for us is actually perfect. You get a lot of angles towards the wind, and especially on days like this, when you have weather and sun and clear blue skies like this, it's amazing. We are actually sitting here in one of the more busier parts of Amsterdam normally, because now there was nothing to be found. And looking from the IJmeer all the way to the city gives great views and a great relaxing feeling. Don't get me wrong, I love sailing, but once you've gotten from A to B, it's also very nice at B to drop anchor and to enjoy the sunset in the evening. So, as I hadn't done that with my family yet, I really wanted to have them experience this firsthand. So, we decided we would go to Durgedam, and we really wanted to take the dog, so we also took the dinghy out. And once we dropped the anchor, we lay at a 1.5 meter deep spot really close to the shore of Durgedam. And this is one thing I really like about this boat. It really is a go anywhere boat in that sense. Really amazing. So when we were done exploring and playing around with the dinghy, we took the dinghy out with Cooper to explore the shores, and we met up with some new friends, which is always nice. So while the sun was setting over our anchor place and beautiful Durgedam, Sacha went below and did some exploring and created a lovely meal that we had in the evening. So this is actually quite a nice bridge to show that Sacha in her normal life also loves cooking. Yes, I am a very lucky man. By the way, so is this little guy, because she also likes him a lot. Cooper dog. I would say almost the most expensive hobby that we got, but one that keeps us sane and sound during days of COVID, because we go walking a lot with the dog and we really, really love it. But we were still at anchor and we really enjoyed that evening. We played cards, we played with the dice, Yahtzee we call it in the Netherlands. We played the big Amsterdam game and we really had a offline bit of value time, I would almost say. As there is no distraction, you really are together, and that was amazing. So next day we motored back, and I would say another adventure checked off, an important one, because sleeping at anchor is something special, and you want to have quite some confidence in that, so you can't start early enough. So that's another episode. I hope you liked it. I hope it gives you a bit of an insight in what we do if we're not talking about boats or sailing them. And it shows you that we're just humans, because that's it. And we were in a very fortunate situation that we can save some money and start this great adventure. And I just want to show you that we're nothing special in that sense. For next episode, I think it would be nice to show you a bit about the boat, to give you a little tour of the boat. Show you all the nooks, the hooks and crannies, and all the stuff that's in her, and why for us she is a very special and the right boat. If you've liked this episode, don't hesitate to give a thumbs up. And what I would like even better is that if you want to leave a comment and let me know your thoughts, and maybe you have some tips, maybe you have some tricks, maybe you have some questions. Don't hesitate to post them below, and I will try to follow up on them. Might be a bit slowish, but that doesn't matter, because hey, who's in a rush, right? So thank you for watching, and hope to see you in about 2 weeks on the next episode of Sailing Wind Rose. Cheers. Voorzichtig. Jesus. Kop af, voorzichtig. Oh, it's still alive. Good.